You want to tailor your client presentation to your client. So that means the template may not work perfectly. There may be one page or 2 pages in there that is going to be unique to your client because the client brief, they're all different. And in our client brief, they talked heavily about the importance of their menu and that they wanted to see a menu design. That was part of their client brief. So we want to dedicate a whole page to that because it was obviously very important to the client, and we are recognizing that importance. So I decided to do a page that showed off the color. Also, it showed off the typography system. And we're starting to show hints of other projects. So what I did here is I took the menu that we have, and I also took the mock-up of the chopsticks, and I just copied that chopsticks from the mock-up, and I just pasted them on top of the menu. And I did some custom shadows here, just drew custom shadows like we did before to make it feel like they were laying on top of the menu. So I'm starting to tell a story, and you see this a lot with flat lays, which is top-down photography. And you'll see a lot of brands do that where they kind of show multiple items kind of playing around together to create kind of a unique presentation. So you're not just showing off, here's one project, here's 2 projects, there's another separate project. You're integrating multiple projects together so you see them as a set. You see them that they go together. The menu is placed on the table as well as the chopsticks. So they're seeing that in action. They're seeing them interact and being together. I said menus made for keeping. Just a simple, short, little headline. After lots of research, we found that most menus in the post-COVID era are disposable. We wanted to create a menu that can be included in delivery, that can be worth keeping with its dark, rich colors and thick quality paper. So not only am I presenting the design, I'm also talking about what materials I'm suggesting. So I'm suggesting a thick cardstock-like material where they're not going to want to just throw it away in the trash. They want to keep it. Because I can't tell you how many Japanese or sushi places that I keep their menus in my drawer for later. I want them to be able to keep this, people. And I'm talking about why did I do a black, dark menu? And this was why. And also, I like to, as I said before, show off some digital applications. So in this case, I condensed my menu, and I found this little iPhone, I guess, and this is a phone graphic from Pro Studio. I got this from a website, Vecteezy. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I get a lot of free vector artwork there. You just have to make sure you give credit to that if you use the graphic there, if they say they need you to give credit. But I used this as like a separate graphic, just brought that in, and then I just designed on top of it this menu. So I just kind of brought in some elements. This is a digital version of the menu. It's not like a final design or anything. It's just to kind of show off how that menu could adapt to a digital environment. I love to show off some digital applications throughout my presentations. And just also showed our little icon that we did in our logo system, the little digital SC icon, how it's a responsive logo and how it can condense. So you notice how kind of all these are layered and stacked. So I have a menu, chopsticks, I have a digital menu, and then I also have an app icon. They're kind of layered on top of each other. So you're kind of seeing everything together. You're seeing everything as a set. You want to talk about your photos. So photos that keep us yearning for more. We have curated a library of photos that match with the brand language, ethos, personality, and voice. They all have the following characteristics: simple, rich raw colors, and professional level food prep. So I'm showing you an example. I just did it in a gallery form, but you can just show a couple of photos. Just showing that there was a lot of intentionality between photo choices, and I wanted it to match what we've done so far. Just like with typography system and color system, there was also a photo system you developed. And after color, we want to talk about typography. So in this case, I'm presenting everything, all the different font weights. I'm talking about or at least mentioning the typeface name. And you could even go into why I chose the typeface. You can have a simple paragraph about why we chose this typeface, because Montserrat was a versatile one. And you can have just a small little paragraph talking about typography. What I like about this presentation is in the next slide, we're going to have a menu. We're going to be showing off the typography in use because we've already done some projects that use a wide variety of this type scale. So we'll be able, a type hierarchy. So we'll be able to show that off in the next slide. So we don't have to get too detailed because we're going to be showing that off in some of our practical projects. And we did our t-shirt design, and we did it on the mock-up earlier. And I just took that mock-up, and you can literally copy it. So let me kind of show you what I did here in Photoshop. So here's an example of kind of some t-shirt mock-ups I was putting together. And this is just the mock-up itself. And if you go down to select group up here at top, and so that is one group, you can copy groups and move them around, and you can make multiple. You can kind of stack your t-shirts so they're not just in a row. You can kind of find ways to stack them. So that was just layering, copying the t-shirt and changing out the colors and just being able to present it in a way that's not boring. Because I could have just taken all 8 of these that I did, made them really big like this, and just said, here's the t-shirts. But it's not a narrative. It's not a story. It's just, here it is. It's kind of unoriginal. It's not putting it together deliberately. So I picked out a couple that I thought related to the logo. I even put some of the icons on its own here. And I have a little playful headline, a gear you want to put on. So there could have been a hat in here too that's draped over here. So just think about how you're laying out your mock-up, so you're not just saying, here's a mock-up, and it's not really put in a way that it's telling a story. And you may not even want to show them all off, but since this is a client presentation, we do want to show them each t-shirt design that we did do. In a portfolio presentation, I would probably even be happy with just presenting something like this and arranging the icons this way, because you want the portfolio presentation to be even more clean than the client presentation. So here is my digital applications page. So once again, I got the same little phone graphic that I downloaded online, and I was able to go in and kind of create a very simple menu. So I have a little hamburger icon I just put together in Adobe Illustrator and put some of our icons here to create something really simple like a landing page. Because I wanted to kind of show off, well, what do these photos and all these things look like in a digital atmosphere. And also what I did, and we'll go through this in a minute, is we're going to create all of this basically sticky menu headers for app icons and also some of these icons as well. And this is great that we're starting to show off color combinations. So we were able to spend 10 minutes putting together all these color combinations and finding out what works. So we're going to take a quick detour, and I'm going to work through this since that's a project that we have not done yet. We're going to take about 10 minutes to do that, so I'll be right back.